Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sarah's Table. We took a week off last week, and I got several lovely messages that you all missed watching me, and I love hearing that. I missed being here. It felt very strange not to be running people through some sort of joyful gaming, so I'm very excited to be back. Today, we are going to be running through a 3-episode arc. Today's the first episode. The game we are playing is called The Excellence. It's by Ninth Level Games, and it is a princess role-playing game. The conceit of the game is that you, as a person, are so amazing at a particular thing that Awesome World, which is like if all of the 80s and 90s Saturday morning cartoons mashed together into one world. The Awesome World reached across our dimension, grabbed you, brought you over into Awesome World, and you became the champion and protector of the thing that you are so awesome at. We have 4 amazing princesses today, and they're incredibly varied, and I'm so excited to introduce them to you. Today's adventure, Weeping Willow, which will become incredibly clear as to why so soon when we get started. But before we do that, I do want to have a little safety discussion. I think it's really important as a GM and as just a responsible gamer to talk to all of the people at your table, make sure that you know as you're running the game where their lines are. We don't want to push anybody into territories that are going to make them uncomfortable. As a general rule here on Sarah's Table, we don't ever cross into any kind of sexual violence. There isn't going to be any violence toward children. I do feel like I need to mention that for some reason, Kobolds Ate My Baby is fine in my brain. I'm not sure why, but no violence towards children, no sexual violence, and also no withholding food as punishment or starvation. Anything that could trigger an eating disorder. I know those 3 subjects really cover a lot of people, and some people might not be comfortable talking about it, and so I just avoid it entirely. If it's not even an option, we never have to worry about it. Also, for people watching at home, this is probably more of a PG-13 kind of situation. It is totally okay to bring your kids out here to watch us princess roleplay. There is a possibility that someone will get very excited and drop a curse word, but it doesn't really lend itself to that sort of, it's not going to be hard and gritty and NC-17. This is going to be joy and rainbows and potentially even somebody breaking into song, because it's not unheard of. I do want to go around the table. Is there anything that I did not cover in that opening safety discussion that any of you would like to avoid for any reason?
No.
I highly doubt it's gonna come up, but I'm reading a novel right now with some pregnancy in it, and the person dealing with it is doing so alone, and I don't want to have that in game. Not that I think it would be.
Nope. No violence towards children or baby making in this game.
Yeah. I think
as it turns out.
kobolds are an exception because they're not like being violent to children. They're just cooking and eating them.
Yeah, somehow, I'm not sure why that's fine in my head. But it is, I think it's because the kobolds themselves are so ridiculous that I think it sort of pushes it so far into cartoon territory that it's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also friends at my table, if at any point we do tend to cross into something that you didn't realize was going to be uncomfortable or triggering for you, you can either throw up an X and we will head off in another direction, no questions asked, or if you don't feel comfortable signaling that, you can send a message to me in this chat here in our Zoom call. I will always have it open, and that way you don't have to alert anybody else, and I will just gently steer us to another direction. I'm really excited today about the group of princesses that we have brought together. Because, as always, my players have come up with things that I would never have gotten to on my own. I would love to go around the table and have everybody introduce their player. So let's start with you, Adriel.
I'm Adriel Wilson, and I co-wrote this game with my friend and business partner Chris, and I am so excited to be playing with everybody today. And I will be playing Trash Animal Princess. Trash Animal Princess uses they them pronouns, as does Adriel. And their realm is recycling, upcycling, urban wildlife, fast food, and washing your hands. Trash Animal Princess is joined by their best beast friend, my little stuffed animal rendition, Litter the raccoon. And Trash Animal Princess is the charming one. So they roll a D8.
I should mention, if you have never watched before, that we use the polymorph system here on Sarah's table. And so that means it streamlines it down to each player only needs one kind of die. You can get away with having literally one die. Sometimes it would be good to have two of that same kind of die, but because you would only ever have to roll two, you could just roll one twice. So if this is a very dice light game, to the point where if you only had one full set of polyhedrals for a table of 4 or 5 people, you wouldn't even have to share dice, which I think is very fun. But we will get into more of that later as we are rolling along. And I'm going to have Fall introduce their character next.
Hi, I'm Fall. I use pretty much any pronoun. My character is the bomb princess, explosives princess. They also go by they them pronouns. She her they them pronouns. And they have a best friend called a little cartoon bomb named Bang, and he tends to get a little stressed out, and so yeah, and yeah, also has explosive abilities. So if he gets a little stressed out, that's a little bit of a issue. So got to keep an eye on that.
And what die do you use today?
Oh, I use the D6 die.
Cool. I'm gonna toss it over to Omari. Tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Omari Akil, and I go by he or they pronouns. I am playing the amazing and wonderful Sportsball princess today, and or for this series. My pronouns for Sportsball princess are she, her, and Sportsball princess is just all about the sports, knows all the rules, is going to use that to every advantage possible. And my beast friend is called Homer, which is a flying bat, but not that kind of bat, the other kind of bat.
I love it.
Oh, and I have a D10.
Delightful.
Is Homer short for home run?
Seems that way.
I love
Secrets.
it. I will expose them all.
And last but not least, Whitney, please tell us about your princess.
Hi, I'm Whitney Delaglio, and my princess is Princess Shark Week. And Shark Week's special buddy is named Patricia. Patricia is a short fin mako shark, and I am the magical princess, so I'll be using a D4, and Shark Week's pronouns are she, her.
Great. All right. I love this group. I don't know why this group would be together, and that makes it even more exciting for me. Because it's just bonkers.
Because we're in a band.
Yeah. Yes. That is a thing that we should chat about. Once per session, you can do a thing called getting the band together. When you get the band together, you solve your problem, you overcome the big problem by singing a delightful song. It is up to you as people and players if you want to actually sing, or if you just want to describe to me what the song feels and sounds like. I will take either. I have had both on the show. They're both delightful. Also, one of the things that we do here with the excellence is when you fail a skills check, you take a lesson token. You can cash in that lesson token later to overcome a roll without having to actually make the roll. This is reinforcing the fact that you, as a princess, are learning all the time. So your failures can help you succeed later. So nobody really fails. It's just a stepping stone to later success. It is very early in the morning. Dawn. Most of you are still asleep. I would say that some of you sleep probably harder than others. And you're all in your respective palaces, whether they be a palace or a castle or whatever you see your princess would need, which we will get to. And Trash Animal, you're starting to sort of stir a little bit. You are in your dwelling that you share with your life partner, Willow, who is a dryad. The two of you have been together for a very long time. You're a fixture. The other three of my princesses here, you know that they are a couple. And you have often been to their place for like, you go for game nights, you go for dinner. It's a little weird because one's a tree and one is a raccoon, and they don't necessarily serve the kind of food that you love. But you love each other, and so you go, and you have become quite the unit. Trash, you're sort of things don't seem comfy in your bed in a way that you are unaccustomed to. You wake up enough, you look around. Willow is not in bed. That is not normal for Willow because she is a late sleeper. Droopy until she's had her morning sunshine.
I am gonna clear away some of the detritus that I sleep under, a number of books and various blankets of different sizes, probably some snacks in there, and go take a look around our place for Willow.
Willow's gone. She's not in the house at all. You know, sometimes she wants to go out. There's a stream running behind your place. She really loves, running water. She's not there. She's not where any of the places that she would normally be. And there's actually sort of clumps of dirt and leaves kind of scattered throughout your place.
That's very weird. Can I tell if those clumps of dirt and leaves are Willow's dirt and leaves or from something else?
You can give me a book roll. Now, book roll, we're looking for a 2 or a 3 for a success, because rolling higher is not necessarily good in this game. What did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Rolled a 2. You can definitively say that this is absolutely Willow's dirt and leaves. But the weird thing is that while you are very comfortable in a bit of clutter, Willow likes to be clean. She would be horribly embarrassed to have left dirt and leaves around.
I am going to give my friend Princess Shark Week a call. Yeah, and tell her, hey, Willow's gone and she left a mess. I could use some help.
So, Shark Week, how does this call find you? How easily do you wake up in the morning?
I'm actually probably up doing a beach walk, and one of the shells that I walk by starts ringing.
Oh, all right, let's hear it. All right, so it's ringing loudly.
What up, what up, what up?
Okay, so I woke up and Willow wasn't in bed, and then I looked around and Willow wasn't in the house, and there's dirt and leaves everywhere, and you know that Willow is much tighter than I am. I don't know where she is. I could use some help.
Sure, I'll start swimming now. Be there in a sec.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the beach that you were on will connect in some sort of weird magical cartoon way to the stream that is behind Trash's place, and so you were able to swim up, and you've arrived.
What Sarah, could you please remind me, was there anything weird outside near the stream?
You didn't look around outside near the stream.
Okay.
But you are welcome to now. Also, Shark Week, if you would like to, since you are here as well. You know Willow's habits as well. You've been there a lot, so if you wanted to look, I would need a book roll from either of you, or both.
Yeah, let's both roll. One of us is bound to succeed.
I got a 4, so I got a crown.
I also got my crown.
Wow. You two are very tuned in to what is going on at the side of this stream. Looking around, you were perhaps a little too bleary earlier to notice this, but now with Shark Week arriving and the two of you sort of putting your heads together, you start looking around and you notice that it almost looks like there's kind of been a struggle out here. The ground is kind of ripped up in a way that doesn't make a lot of sense to you. It looks like people were fighting.
Mm-hmm. Just making me worry. What do you think, Shark Week?
I think this might be a total team mystery.
Yeah. Should we call Sportsball Princess an explosive princess?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, Sportsball, you're about to receive a call. Is Sportsball a morning princess, or is she definitely not? What is your...
Sportsball princess is typically not, unless it's like tournament season, and then it's early every morning.
Right.
We're not right now, so kind of taking it easy.
Sure.
Really a little bit startled by the phone call, and curious why it's happening so early, because they know my schedule.
Yeah. Why would you call? It's my day off. It's my rest day. And what does your palace look like, Sportsball?
Well, it is somewhat modeled after the helmet that I wear, which is combination of a football helmet and a trophy. The football helmet part was much harder to construct, so it's mostly a trophy, which is like elements of the football helmet, kind of in detail around it. So yeah, it looks sort of like a trophy, but kind of thrown together. I'm not that skilled in construction, but I did the best that I could.
Yeah, maybe we need to contact Construction Princess to help you out to realize your dream of your your palace.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that you are in a race car bed
Oh, 100%.
when you get the phone call. So the phone sounds very much like the sound when the Blackhawks score a goal. There's a there's some hockey blaring, and then Chelsea Dagger starts playing. It's very loud. It wakes you up, jolt of adrenaline.
Wow. Okay. What is happening here? Okay. Just hello?
Whitney, do you want to call or do you want me to call?
I love the idea of you both calling together since you did not have a plan. Go.
Sportsball. We need your help, man.
Oh my goodness. What's going on?
Willow is like nowhere. There's a mess in the house, which is bananas because she would get really mad at me if I did that. And it looks like there was a fight outside.
Oh my goodness. I would never let you two deal with that by yourself. We need a full team. I'm on my way.
Yeah, total team.
I really want an enamel pin that says this is a total team problem. I really want somebody to get on that. Someone who's good at things on the internet, please make me a this is a total team problem pin. Okay, so Sportsball is on their way over. Are we picking up Explosive on the way, or are you calling her? She probably is not one to startle awake.
I'm gonna go on the way. I could tell this was urgent enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So you have pulled up to what looks like a giant bomb, I'm assuming. Does that feel right to you, Explosives?
I think what would be very appropriate would be the fact that it looks like from a distance, it looks like just like a normal palace.
Mhm.
But the closer that you get to it, you realize that it's made out of crates of dynamite.
Yeah.
So instead of blocks, it's just like it's just a crate. And like the pillars are made out of like, TNT cylinders and like that sort of stuff. And like all the spires are just like massive sticks of dynamite.
Not
so yeah,
terrifying
so
at all.
parties at this palace are like off the hook.
Mhm.
And very fun. But
Okay.
but like, and then maybe like the bulb on top of like these spires are like giant bombs as well, like the more cartoony, bowling ball style.
I love this. So you have pulled up Sportsball, and you've been here before, obviously. So you have figured out the best way to get in without causing any kind of explosions, unnecessary explosions, as there are always small ones. So how have you figured out how to get in? What's your way?
I mean, it always makes me nervous every time, no matter how many times I've been here. But I approach what looks like a door, but I'm still a little bit uncertain every time I get to it because it's like a very narrow sort of opening. But I very cautiously knock there and then try to open the door, hoping that maybe it's open and I can just let them know what's going on.
What do you think, Explosive? Do you leave your door unlocked? I mean, probably people don't mess with you too much.
So the other thing with this castle as well is that it's constantly under construction because incidents happen and it blows up, and so we've got a really good evacuation plan down. And because we have to rebuild so often, that's why we use what we have on hand, which is usually just explosive material. So yeah, as soon as you open the door, you just start to hear a very faint ticking sound. But as you're aware, that's not so much a warning sign, but more just the sound that the doorbell makes, just when someone is.
Sure.
All right. I'm trying to stay calm. I don't want to respond to this ticking noise too much. Bomb Princess, we have an issue that needs some help. Are you here?
And then
Did
with
you
like
hear
a
that?
so with like a puff of like smoke, like colored smoke, Explosion Princess just like appears in the basically like right next to you. And it's just like, oh, I wasn't expecting guests today. What's the problem?
I got a call. It sounded pretty urgent from Trash in Shark Week, and something's going on with Willow. They
Oh,
found some dirt and leaves, and looks like maybe there's a struggle. So I feel like we should get over there pretty quickly.
we definitely should. Do I need to bring anything?
I don't think so, but if you want, I can ride my skateboard together over there, if that's okay.
Cool. Yeah, I can make us go faster as well. Like,
I was hoping you would say that. Thanks.
yeah. Okay, 1 second. And they're just gonna disappear in another puff of smoke and then reappear with like a bunch of satchels that read like caution dynamite like on the sides of them. And they're going to like attach it to their the sides of their dress. And and okay, let's go.
So the camera cuts at the end of that scene and cuts back to looking at the worried faces of Shark Week and Trash Animal. And they're sitting back in the living room, sort of just trying to breathe and stay calm. And through the window, the camera sees two figures come screaming in on a skateboard with just like fire and pops that you're hearing of like fireworks attached to them. It doesn't look, one figure looks like they're having the best time ever. One looks absolutely terrified. And they come screaming in past the window, and just out of frame, there's a big crash. And then a moment later, the front door opens and you see both Explosion and Sportsball entering into the living room.
Well, I'm glad you're both here. Are you okay?
Uh-oh, I
Oh
think
my
we
goodness.
lost fall audio.
Yeah, we're fine. Why?
Oh, no reason. No, just checking, just making sure.
Cool. All right, we're here. What's up?
So Willow is gone. I woke up this morning. She wasn't in bed. I looked around the house. She wasn't around the house, but she like left dirt and leaves everywhere, which is like way not her thing. And then Shark Week Princess got here and we went outside and we like checked down by the stream and there were signs of a struggle. But I don't know who was fighting and I'm really worried about her.
That sounds bad.
Should we look around here more and see if there's any clues to what might have happened?
Trail marks, something like that?
Seems like a good idea. What do you think, Shark Week?
I mean, this is a total team problem. Look at it.
Okay, let's do it.
So this, I believe, it depends on how you want to do the search. You can make a case based on what you think you would be best at. But I feel like this is sort of a book roll. Well, here are the options that you have. You can tell me which one you want. If you are using your knowledge of the area and of Willow, you can give me a book roll. If you are physically searching, climbing up on things, following, getting down on the level of the ground, looking around. You can give me a shoes roll. If you fear that it is that there is still danger in the area and you are taking up some sort of defensive maneuver, you can give me a sword roll. Or if you are following your heart, if you are using your this is a sort of a knowledge thing, in that your knowledge of Willow's feelings and spirit, you can give me a heart roll. There are lots of options. And keep in mind that good role playing to watch does not always succeed. So if you don't necessarily have to choose the thing that you are best at, but the thing that you think that your character would do in this moment.
I know that I'm very just like, I had to wake up super early and I'm just like very energetic. So I just like want to move around. So I'm gonna just be running and climbing and trying to find whatever I can via that. So
Yeah.
shoes probably.
All right. Give me a shoes roll, please. We are looking for a 3, 4, or 5 as a success on a shoes roll.
At a 9.
A 9. You are a little discombobulated. You woke up very early and then had a rocket strapped to your back. It is not your day. You are going to take a lesson token. And I don't know how this happened, but you somehow got stuck in a tree.
Oh, okay.
I'd probably also do a shoes roll as well. And if I see Sports Princess being stuck, am I able to help her out?
Well, you would have to choose whether you are helping Sportsball or whether you are searching for clues. Could do one or the other.
Right. Okay. All right. I'll be looking for clues. Sorry,
Okay.
Sports Princess.
I'll just be in this tree.
Go
All
ahead
right.
and give me a shoes roll.
Okay. I rolled a 5.
That is a success.
Cool.
You find something very weird. You are staying kind of low because you assumed Sportsball would go high, and she did. Unfortunately, it was not helpful. So you're low. You're kind of looking at the ground. You get down. As somebody who sets explosives a lot, you're used to sort of crawling around on the ground, maybe even to tight places. So you're not worried about getting dirty. So you are down there and crawling around, looking around. And you have noticed that all of the plants are sort of rotting. There's just weird, slimy, like they're deteriorating.
Like spinach when you leave it too long in the fridge.
Correct. It's gross.
Ew.
But you can sort of see where that's heading. There's kind of a direction.
Yeah, there's a trail to it. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think when I find that, I'll stand up and I'll just be like, I found rot.
Like
lots of it. It's gross.
Shark Week, what are you doing?
So I think she found like a smooth stone to sit on because she's going to put on her snorkel fins and swim in the stream and look for clues there. But then she looks up and sees Sportsball in the tree and says, Sportsball, you're not supposed to be up there. Let's get you down.
Okay, so you are going to be defending Sportsball. So that is a sword roll.
Okay. I rolled a 4.
Woo, that is a success. So you are able to help Sportsball down from the tree. She is really tangled up in there. Like one of the branches is through their shirt. I don't know how it happened, but Sportsball, you're gonna be able to pick some stuff out of your hair for a while. There's like, you're wearing a helmet, right? You have a helmet as your crown. Mm-hmm. Like in the grill, there's like just leaves and things stuck in there. A mess. but still adorable, as it turns out.
Great. Thank you so much, Shark Week. That really helped me, but just give me a minute. That was just a lot.
How are we doing, Trash Animal? What are you doing?
Well, mine will be a books roll because as much as I am much better at shoes and searching things out, I know Willow very well. So it feels like I should be looking for her based on my personal knowledge.
Okay.
So I did not succeed, but I rolled Beast.
Oh,
so, yeah, if Litter knows anything.
So you are maybe more distraught than you realized that you are. You're starting to just get very, very worried, and it's that panicky feeling where it's hard to focus on things. And so you're sort of casting around in ways in a spiral, and it doesn't really make sense. And your little friend Litter comes over and sort of chitters at you a little bit and just like rubs against you in a comforting way, and then hops down and looks around, and herds you gently over towards Explosion Princess, but also there's a place in the ground that looks like Willow tried to take root.
Oh.
It's something that she only does, and you know this because you know her so well, when she is feeling very scared. She like tries to root down into the ground to keep herself in one place, to literally ground herself. And you can see her root pattern. And it is right at the end of the trail of all of the rot.
Oh. Hey everybody. I think something extra bad happened because Willow tried to root herself, and like there's all this like rot that you found, Explosives Princess. Do you think she got kidnapped? Do you think something is killing plants and they're gonna kill Willow?
You're muted again.
We lost you. Sorry.
That's okay.
No, maybe, calm down. It'll be fine. We'll find them.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe the dirt here is just no good and Willow went to go find something better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we chose this place because she really liked the dirt here. Like, do you think something messed it up?
Possibly. Do you know if there's anything nearby that maybe you've upset by being here?
Oh, that's a really good question. I mean, I thought we kind of checked the general area for like anybody else who was living here so we wouldn't get in their way, but maybe I could maybe check in with the beaver family down towards the end of the stream.
Do you know if there was anything that lived here before you did?
I don't know. Willow picked the house out because she was like, we're not living in the city. And that's fine. It's just harder for me to find things to make stuff with out here.
Okay, well, maybe we could ask around.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Are we visiting the beavers?
Yeah, let's see if these beavers have any idea what's happening.
So to get to the beavers, you have to wade through the stream. Shark Week is very excited about this. I don't know how the rest of you feel, but you're about to get.
How wide is the stream?
So it's not terribly wide. It's about maybe about like 7 feet across.
Okay. Are we able to walk by the stream instead of being in it?
For most of it, you can walk by, but there are places where the vegetation encroaches all the way to the edge. So to get the last, I'm going to say 10 feet to the beaver dam that they have built, you have to be in the water or you have to hang back.
I'm gonna have to hang back.
Okay.
Maybe we could work together and maybe carry you. My shoes are always wet anyway, so.
Okay. I am very small, so it should be okay.
I think we can probably help. Also, I'm just like reaching in my pockets and pulling out some water polo goggles and just putting those on because if we're gonna deal with water, that feels important.
I love the amount, if you could keep track of the different equipment that you put on, because I would love to have like a running tally of the different
Sure.
of like which sports balls are represented while you are doing it.
I feel like it's the meme where it's like take out all your weapons and it's like a person with like barely any clothes on, but they take out like all of these like massive weapons out like nowhere.
Surprise. So this stream is a stream that you have been in a lot. Well, not explosives, princess, but Willow likes to be in the water. Trash Animal does not despise the water. There's lots of fun things to find in the water. So, and obviously Shark Week Princess prefers to be in the water. So your gatherings have often involved at least a couple of you being in this stream. This, especially for you, Trash Animal, is old hat. You know everything about this stream. As you're moving down, Trash and explosives, you're not in the water. Shark Week, can you both give me a book roll?
I rolled a 3.
Okay, that is
No,
a
wait,
success.
no, 4. Sorry, 4.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so these are neither successes, right? Or did you roll a crown?
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I guess it was a crown.
You rolled a crown.
Yes.
That's good. So Trash Animal, you're taking a lesson token.
Yep.
But Shark Week, the water like feels kind of strange. You're noticing that, that rot that they were seeing on, once you get down a little bit, it's sort of made its way into the stream. The water feels like gooey. Yeah, no, it's not pleasant.
Shark Week surfaces and pulls up her snorkel mask and says, "This water's gross."
Agreed.
Oh.
What's
Bomb
wrong
dodged
with
a
it?
bullet. Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, like Sports Princess said, what's wrong with it? I mean, I always think water is ugh, but like, what's wrong with this one?
Seems like all that rotting vegetation that you found on this is like leaking into the stream, and it's just sort
Does
of.
it usually do that?
Probably, I mean, when plants die, obviously there's a cycle and it goes into, things, but the amount that has now leaked into the stream is like completely over the top. This is not like, this looks like something is wrong instead of this is just the gross part of the cycle.
Beaver's probably having a hard time if the water's like this.
Yeah.
Does anybody know where it's coming from?
Going
feels like
back
it's
to going back to where I found the rot. Did it seem like it started there? Like that was the start of the trail, or does it seem like it's like it started maybe elsewhere and this was just the path that we found?
There wasn't any other rot in the clearing. There wasn't any
So
rot
it
in
literally
near the
started
house. Yeah, it started there.
where Willow was trying to take root, and then it has a trail.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And does the rut look similar to like some sort of seasonal shift? Like just like it's only in one trail, but it looks like a seasonal shift, or is it literally just a rot?
So there is I'm going to have you roll for that. Give
Okay,
me
yeah,
a
cool.
give me a book roll.
Okay. That was a 1.
So you don't know, but your bomb friend, your best beast friend knows. Apparently Bang has been doing a little light reading. I actually think that Bang and Willow have struck up sort of an unusual friendship. They don't seem like they would go together because it is a bomb and nature, and usually those two don't go together, but there's some sort of strange opposites attract situation here. And Willow just loves Bang. And so there's often times when the 4 of you are rehearsing that Bang will go and nestle in Willow's hair. And they have conversations together. And so Bang knows the cycle because Willow will go through the yearly cycle. And so in the wintertime, she has, just the bare head, just sort of the veins, and then her branches they will flower in the spring, and in the summer they're green. And so there is an element of decomposing, but this takes that element and multiplies it by like 1,000. This looks like something has gotten into these plants and taken them to a rotting stage from the inside out. This isn't the natural cycle of just like, now it's too cold and so we're we're falling off, and then we'll decompose and go back into the earth. It's like super accelerated. Does Bang talk? Can Bang talk?
Bang talks through little puffs of smoke that work as like a Morse code.
Okay. Bang comes over. He's very upset because this is his buddy. And so he rapidly and then like very excitedly puffs out all of that information to you.
Okay. Also, I'd like to point out like books by like a tree themed character reading books just cracks me up. Hopefully recycled.
Yes, of course.
Hopefully recycled paper. Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks, Bang. Hey guys, this is not normal rot at all. It's looking very possibly magical or chemical, something along those lines.
Sounds like we should definitely talk to the beaver team.
Yeah.
They would know what's going on.
And in the meantime, I'm just patting like Bang's head and just kind of
who's puffing a little bit worriedly every so often, just a little.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay, buddy. It's all right.
So you get down to where you can see the beaver dam. You know that this particular family of beavers is a very large family. There's the mother beaver and the father beaver, and then they have 12 children of varying ages. They're like the Von Trapps of beavers. They are usually very, very happy. They are usually singing while they are working, chattering. It's very quiet. You can see their dam, but there's not a lot of movement happening. And the further that you have gotten down the stream, the more the forest on either side is starting to look like it's being taken over by this rot.
Uh-oh.
Maybe they're still sleeping.
Doesn't sound
Can
like
we,
the beavers I know.
Hmm.
Very
we
early
knock-
risers usually.
knock on the dam?
Sure. When you knock on part of the dam where you know that like they like to be cozy, actually part of it sort of crumbles apart.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Beavers!
You don't hear anything inside.
We might have evacuated.
Yeah, if they felt that their dam was about to fall apart, maybe they're in a safe location nearby.
Would you be okay swimming inside the dam, Shark Week, and seeing if anybody's home?
Shark Week clears her snorkel, which is harder than usual given the texture of the water, and nods and dives.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask for a shoes roll from you, Shark Week.
Got a 1. Patricia!
You can't seem to get your way in there. These beavers are excellent builders, and they built this dam to not let things through, and you as a person are too large to get inside. Patricia can get inside because not only is she much smaller, but she's also very wily, as it turns out. And she sort of wiggles her way inside. Can Patricia speak?
Mhm.
Okay. So Patricia is yelling at you from inside the dam. She's letting you know in every area that it is empty. There's nothing in here. I'm going to go in this other room. And then you hear kind of like, and she wiggles into the next room. Still nothing else in here. I don't even see, they don't even have any of their stuff. Hold on, I'm coming. Just wiggles her way through into the next room. And then you hear a snap, like a wooden kind of snap. And then Patricia goes, oops. And then the dam comes crashing down, and it lets all of the water from the other side through. And so I would love for all of you, even if you are not in the water, to give me a shoes roll.
Sorry, Papa.
I got a 4.
That was a 5.
Okay.
9.
Four.
Okay. Shark Week, you are never bothered by changes in the water. This is you feel it in your body. It's intuitive for you. It washes over you and you just resurface. Not even phased. Trash Animal, as someone who is very well versed with raccoons and such, you just like grab onto a piece of the dam and just like shimmy on top of it and are floating there without a problem. Explosives, you are able to like sort of throw a couple of little explosives on the ground to help you like pop up into a tree. Tree's kind of gross. It's getting a little rotten, but is supporting you, and you are We're fine. Sportsball, you were caught very off guard. The three of you see Sportsball's feet just pop right up like he was just she was swept, just like feet straight in the air, ass over tea kettle. She's got, it's just her feet sticking up, and she is being washed away down the stream.
Is there a possibility to help save her?
Yes, absolutely.
I would like to try.
Tell me how you are doing that.
So when I like poof up in smoke, I like reappear in another poof of smoke just a little bit further down the stream, hopefully seeing Sportsball Princess like on her way down. And I'd love to try and, even though I hate water, reach in and fish her out.
Great. So this is a sword roll because you are defending Sportsball from the water.
Okay.
And Sportsball, don't forget to take a lesson token.
So sorry, was that a sword?
Correct.
Okay, that was a 6.
That is a success. So explosives poofs down the stream and begrudgingly reaches into the water because she hates water, when she's able to snag Sportsball by their ankle and like heave them back up onto the shore, sputtering and coughing the whole time. But you are now both safe on the shore.
I'm just gonna be patting Sportsball's back and just being like, cough it up. It's okay.
Thank you. Where's Homer? I heard a wood snap and it made me nervous.
Is Homer around?
Oh, where is Homer? Why don't you... I'm going to say this is a shoes roll. Everybody who's looking for Homer, give me a shoes roll.
Yep. That was a 1.
Does Homer speak?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a 1, so that would be my beast.
Okay, so we got a beast helping. We got a crown.
Yep.
Shark Week, did you roll or no?
I got a 3.
Okay, also a success. Sportsball, are you helping or are you just asking?
I'm a little bit still too discombobulated. Yeah.
You're all very shaken up with the disappearance of Willow, and then not being able to find the Beaver family, and then the dam breaking. You're all sort of on high alert. It's like when something in your routine changes and you become very aware of all of the things around you. And so Homer was fine. Homer flies. So Homer was just flying above, and all three of you leap and grab Homer and bring him over to Sportsball. And Homer's like, whoa. It's a little tight. It's a little tight. You're holding on. It's fine. You can let go. I'm here. It's fine.
Oh, good. Just checking.
I hadn't snapped. I think I might. They're all very strong people. One's a bomb. I don't know if you know that.
I am the bomb.
The bomb. It's true.
You are.
We also need a pin that says that with bang on it. So if you guys can get on that as well. Thank you very much.
Actually, I would love that.
Yeah, right?
On my work uniform, I have a bunch of pins, and I'd love a bang.
We really need to get a Sarah's Table merch shop going, where we have little pins of all of these funny things.
I have a contact.
Interesting. We will chat after the show. Yeah. Okay. So you are all together again. very aggressively. The water has flowed down. This may cause a problem downstream, as now there is a lot more water. So you have a couple of options. You can go the direction that the water went to see if anything needs to be fixed there, or you can go the direction of the rot trail.
Just a question about the rot.
Yes.
Did it like initially just set up as like a little trail? Has it gotten bigger, or is it still just a trail? Because it seems to have been affecting like a wider range of things.
So it got into the water. So anything that the water was touching, so the edges of the forest and the stream banks and then the dam. But so you're not sure if it continues to be a wide. I'm trying to show wide and my webcam is not wide. So it's like this, you have to see if it's wide or if when the trail picks back up, if it goes back to being, it was like person sized, like the path that a person would take.
Okay. I mean, it looks like it could be magical, but it could still be chemical. Like it still could be someone dropping something when they walk or move. But
I want to go the direction of the rot because I feel like that's got to be like the most like likely direction that Willow would have gone. I mean, if she was going on her own, I just don't know.
Yeah, this is really concerning. I reckon that, yeah, we go ahead. We move forward.
We should. We need to find Willow.
So the trail has become literally diluted at this point because of the stream and the dam breaking. So in order to find it again, we'll need to do a roll. Everyone who's looking, this is another one of those positions where you could go about it in several different ways. But since you are all now so experienced players, I'm going to have you choose what action that you are taking. So if you can convince me, actually, I will let you use whatever action you want, but some will be obviously more successful than others.
I will go with my trainers because I'm good at doing cool things and looking around for stuff.
Yeah, and if you are using shoes as your aid because you are good at like searching through stuff, then you get to roll at advantage. So Adriel will be rolling 2 dice and she'll be doing a shoes roll.
All right, 1 success. So I successed.
You successed. So you get yourself right back in the water because you are laser focused on finding Willow. And so now that the dam is not in your way, you swim over and you make it to the other side of the river. The river is bigger on this side of the dam. So you're kind of starting to get a little far away from your cohorts. But on that side of the river, all the way across, you have found the tiniest start of a trail again, of rot.
I found part of the trail.
Nice.
I'm gonna poof over there.
Let's see where it goes.
To get everybody there, because there's a bit of an obstacle for you, everybody needs to roll a shoes to get yourself across.
I'm going to use one of my lesson tokens.
And what is the lesson that you learned to help you get across this river?
I need to pay more attention to my center of gravity,
Mm.
100%, while I'm dealing with some of these potentially dangerous. I didn't think there was danger involved. Now I realize this one's gonna be rough.
Yeah. So you sort of breathe in. I'm going to say that this is from your sort of martial arts kind of sports ball training. Like you feel your center and your base, and you get sort of low, and you are able to make your way across the stream. The river starts to get a little deep and it starts to get a little quick, but you are so rooted in your center that you make it all the way across. You're wet. It's not terribly pleasant because the water's kind of gross, but you are there and you did not fall down.
Great. Okay, I'm finally gonna take these goggles off.
Perfect.
I
yeah,
rolled
go
a
ahead.
4.
A 4. Yeah, you hate getting wet. I'm gonna say, are able to poof across. It's a wide river, so you can't do it in one poof. But Sportsball has this wonderful helmet, so you use Sportsball as sort of a stepping stone.
Yep.
Double poof, and you get across.
I am surprisingly light.
Yeah, you definitely are. So you make it across. And Shark Week, this should be simple for you.
Yeah, I rolled a 4.
And it super is. You just swim across. Oh, look, it's your friend. It's Litter.
He needed to say hi.
Delightful. He's like, I helped. Look.
Yep.
Yeah, so you guys all make it across. Some of you a little bit wetter than others. But you have found this trail of rot again. And it is heading off into the wilderness.
I want to follow it. What do you all want to do?
Yeah, let's follow it.
Okay, so you head off into the forest. It's the forest is getting pretty dense. It is getting very dark. I want you to think of the kind of forest that is described in the classic fairy tales. Big, tall trees blotting out the sun. It is too quiet because there are pine leaves all over the ground that muffle sound. It feels like things are watching you. It's like the scary forest in Snow White. It's everywhere. And it's getting darker, and the rot is continuing on into this scene.
This seems bad, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I could try and clear a trail for us if you want, but
Well, I could try this, and I just take out my racket bat, but I'm kind of nervous about using it. Is this gonna be okay? Should I try to clear a path with this?
I think that's our best option.
Yeah. I'm worried that if we blew a path through the forest, that the trees might hold a grudge later. So I think we're better off taking the bat racket route.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Is it a backet? Is this your sword, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a really interesting thing that you brought up. You are in a domestic partnership with a tree. So hurting trees would probably be a thing that you are not interested in doing. So you can, if you are using your sword, you are very skilled with this particular sword. You can specify that you don't want to deal damage, that you just want to clear space. That is going to be harder. So I'm going to request that you roll at disadvantage because you are trying not to hurt any of the trees. So give me a sword roll. You roll 2 of your die and give me both of their numbers.
8 and a 9.
Okay, so you're going to take a lesson token. This forest feels like it is drawn into itself. You're having a hard time sort of clearing things because they don't bend the way that plants generally do in front of a storm. You know, there's something about the suppleness of leaves and twigs, and so that things moving through the forest can sort of not disturb it. Everything feels really stiff.
This isn't working.
From like in my like I've got quite a big skirt, like part of my dress, and from the side slit, like that acts as my pocket. I've got like a little parasol that is actually reinforced with like as a shield should explosives happen.
Sure.
Am I able to kind of use that as like a like with it open, like kind of try and push through with it?
Give me a sword roll. And again at disadvantage. Unless you don't care about hurting the plants.
Since we're so low, I feel like most of the vegetation would be like bushes and stuff, would it? I'm not too worried about bushes.
Okay. Then just a straight sword roll, please.
That was a 5.
That is a success.
Okay,
You're
cool.
you're able to push. So now you're noticing that the plants are kind of breaking like brittle. Like there's no sap left in them. There's no moisture left in them. So you're able to move forward, but you're moving through this like, so there's this path of rot, and then there's these plants that almost seem like sculptures of plants.
I can keep pushing forward like this, and I mean, at least we'll make some movement, but I don't... Is this gonna get us in trouble?
Do we see any other just like living creatures amongst the rest? Like,
not even birds?
It's weirdly quiet.
All right, I'm gonna push forward.
Yeah, you're going, things are kind of cracking a bit. You're not making a hugely wide path, but you're able to follow the rot through. So there's sort of a princess-sized path coming through. Little twigs broken off and leaves and...
Is there any evidence of willow, like any dirt clumps or anything like back at the house?
Let's take a look. What would you use to search for that?
This place is kind of creeping me out. There's not a lot of water. It's dark. It's scary. And, as much as there is deep sea diving, Shark Week's more of a tropical water kind of gal. So I think she wants to kind of like use like a mellow breathing exercise and just calm down and just try and look around and see.
Okay. This feels like a heart roll because you are trying to influence the world around you with your will. So go ahead and roll me a heart.
Wait, can I even roll heart?
Yep.
Nah,
Oh
we
yeah,
can-
because you're a D4. So right, but if you get your crown or your
Pet.
best beast
Yes.
friend. Mhm.
Okay. Nope.
Okay, so you're having a hard time like centering. You're far from the
Okay.
water, and you're sensing that like even the moisture in the trees and in the plants are kind of not there anymore, and so you're like you just kind of can't it's taking you all of your energy to just stay here with your party.
But I'm talking to one of these other trees.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that because you are so familiar with dryads, that you know that not every tree in this forest is a dryad, but you know she's sort of taught you how to be able to pick that out, but also how to like this is a normal tree, but you know what they feel like because she has taught you that. So yeah, you can choose a tree, and this is absolutely also a hard roll.
Okay. All right. Ah, I failed. I got a 2.
Okay. So there's a chance that this is a dryad tree and you are just not able to connect with this dryad tree, or maybe you chose one that wasn't. Like it all feels wrong to you, and so you are having a hard time getting in there.
Oh boy. I guess we should just keep trying to make our way through the forest. I don't know. What do y'all think? I can't talk to this tree.
Also, make sure you take a lesson token.
I did. Thank you.
And
I think they might
Whitney,
be
did you
dead.
also take a lesson token?
Yep. I think they might be dead then.
All of them?
I mean, if there's no life force or any energy in them, then yeah, they're probably gone. It just seems like it's like a bunch of like skeletons.
When Explosive Princess says this, right behind you, one of the trees falls over and crashes to the ground.
Oh no.
And that's where we're going to take our 5-minute break.
Incredible.
We'll be
Great.
back very soon. Hello, friends. We're back from our break. I like to leave you at a dramatic moment so that you will come back and watch the end. When we left our heroes, was interestingly described as a tree skeleton sort of crashed down behind them in this weird, quiet, scary, dark forest. And they are following a path that is made of rotted vegetation. And they haven't been able to communicate with any of the trees. So, what are we all doing, friends?
Look, I hate to be that person, but if they're already dead, would it be so bad if we did try and clear space?
And I guess not, but like if we can get through with the minimal amount of damage, I think that's the best thing to do.
How would you say that I'll travel? Like, what kind of speed are we traveling at now with the current setup?
So I would say if we're looking at it in like D&D terms, you're probably moving at half speed at the moment because you're having to sort of climb over things and pick through. So you certainly can't move like double time, and you can't even move like your average walking speed. So you're hampered by having to finagle your path to the point where like you're trying to follow this line of rot, and you often have to sort of circle around it and pick your way around it and come back to it because it's heading a direction that the regular vegetation is not allowing you to get to.
Okay. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, if we're trying to get to Willow quickly, we're not going to get through this deep and pretty thick forest at a very fast rate. So, I mean, I don't know. Do we maybe try and go back the path that we've already come and maybe circle around this? I don't know how big this forest is. Do you?
Do I know how big the forest is?
This is not a forest that you generally go into because it is on the other side of the stream, but also on the other side of the dam. So like it's like far enough away that this would be a thing that you would have to like make a destination to come to. It's not like it's just right outside my backyard.
I mean, you're probably right. Now, what do you both think, Sportsball Princess and Shark Week Princess? Do you think we should take the chance and just get there faster? I don't want Willow to get hurt or even be dead like these trees.
I mean, not all explosions are big ones.
That's true. Can you make tiny explosions?
I can, yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
we try it?
I mean, also, do we have any kind of water or something like blankets even that we could try and snuff out if it does, just, just for safety?
So I would say that Shark Week always has some water on them.
Would you be
So there's
happy
probably always
to
water.
share some of that water if we need it?
I'd be happy to.
Okay.
Also, I would guess a trash animal probably also always has some like blankets on them, or at least scraps of fabric, because there's a little bit of hoarding action happening with that. So there's stuff that they could pull out. So if you wanted to, and now, Sportsball, you always have like a ton of different kinds of sporting equipment on you. I'm betting that there's something that could be used to smother flames.
Sporting, and doesn't Sportsball have sport drinks?
Oh,
Just a few, but yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So I can use that.
Let's put some electrolytes on these plants, see what happens.
Trees love Gatorade.
Yeah, I saw Idiocracy. That's they're watering the fields with Powerade or whatever. It totally works.
Okay. So then from the slits in the sides of my skirt, I pull out what kind of looks like a tube that has like holes like all around it. It kind of looks like, what you'd maybe give to like a pet, like a feed, like one of those like snack dispenser kind of ones. But it's like lots and lots of little holes around it. And on the, like, I'm just kind of trying to like throw it forward. And then as it like rolls and like spins in the air, it's going to be like dispensing all this like little black powder, like all through, just like in a bit of a straight line for us. And then once I feel like it's gone far enough, I'm going to strike a match and light it up. And it's going to be like a light explosion. So it's not really like a boom explosion, more like a light and then a fizzle down.
Okay.
Sort of thing.
This is definitely a sword roll because we're fighting the path, I guess. So go ahead.
Okay. That's a 5.
It is a success. It is surprisingly pretty for you all to watch this. Like, it goes out there and it sort of looks like a miniature fireworks show. It's very controlled. It sort of pops when she lights the match on the side. There's sort of like a series of pops that head down and clear the way. But what color are your little explosions?
So they're actually different colors depending on the heat. So when it starts off, it's more of like an orangey, and then it might go like a pink, purple kind of one, and then maybe a little bit of blue, like indigo. And then like as it cools down, it'll go back like the other way. So it's like a kind of like a wave of different colors as it travels, and the heat rises and diffuses.
Yeah, as you're watching like the prettiest rainbow path opening up in front of you, following this like awful rot that you are chasing after, just like this path of joy following this path of terribleness. You guys were all ready to put out fires around the edge, but Explosive Princess is so good at what she does that it didn't go anywhere that they didn't want it to go. So you were able to just follow.
Awesome. Yay.
Okay, phew. All right, let's continue.
I just take a sip of my sports drink too.
Yeah.
It just to calm myself down.
What flavor is your sports drink?
This one, it's called Ice Blast, and it kind of tastes like it's a little bit minty, I would say.
Oh,
yeah.
Interesting.
I think they might have sprinkled in a little peppermint to it just to give it that cooling effect.
You feel pretty refreshed. It's able to sort of settle you a bit. Homer is like, "Hey, you gonna share that or?"
And I just like, yes, obviously.
Takes a sip. It's like, I don't actually have a mouth. Like, I super appreciate you.
I know it's a team effort.
So you're going down this path. You're starting to come out of the forest. Trees are thinning. It's easier for you. You were able to, kind of blast through the thick of it. But you find that you don't, once you get through that path, that while you maybe have to meander slightly, there's a lot less things in your way. So you're heading out. The trees are thinning. The rot is continuing, and you're coming to an area where there's just it is sort of no vegetation. It's not dying off, it's just disappearing the further you get out. And as you're coming and looking around, and it's a very weird kind of situation for you all. This is not, you're used to seeing at least something. Even in the city, in the cracks in the sidewalk, there are weeds growing. There's always something. And here it's just void of it. The ground is getting kind of parched and dry in a desert-like kind of situation, but there isn't even desert vegetation. And then you hear very loud buzzing.
What direction is it coming from?
Feels like maybe in front of you. Hard to tell. It's very pervasive.
Is it like a natural type of buzzing, like from insects, or is it like an artificial kind of buzzing, like possibly from something electric?
So as a person who deals with explosives, you deal with timers and things a lot. Doesn't feel electronic to you. This is like, it doesn't feel like anything that you are used to hearing. So potentially like insectoid.
Okay. I don't know, guys. That sounds like it could be some insects. Maybe there's life ahead?
I want to go look. Do you?
Yeah.
God, this fields makes me nervous.
So there's a bit of a rise ahead, almost like a dune, if you will. And as you crest the top of it, you see down in the valley that it has created what looks like a lot of green with like a cloud above it.
Whoa.
I want to run down there and see if Willow's down there.
Give me a shoes roll to see how quickly and safely you get there.
I missed. I got a 6.
Which is not your crown, correct?
Nope. I'm
Okay.
the D8.
Okay. So you do make it to the bottom of this dune, but you are you trip and tumble in your haste to go see if Willow is there. You sort of roll your ankle a little bit on the way down and fall and sort of big rolls. This is the as you wish moment in The Princess Bride when she pushes them down into the fire swamp. You are so caught up that you just lose it and you fall and you land at your rolling takes you down and you land in the green, which you thought was grass, but is just like a ton of rotted vegetation.
Oh no.
And above you, you landed thankfully on your back in this rot. And above you is an enormous cloud of flies.
Oh no.
Yikes.
I want to try to get back up the hill to my friends as quickly as possible.
Okay. How you gonna do that?
I'm pretty good at climbing out of slimy places.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I do a lot of dumpster diving to find treasures with litter. So I feel like it would probably be a shoes roll. And I mean, I am on my back, so it might be disadvantaged, but also I'm really good at that, so it could be advantage.
I'm gonna say that those cancel each other out. And so that this is just a straight shoes roll.
All right. Yes, I got a 3.
Yeah, so you, perhaps fueled by disgust of the flies, are able to flip yourself over and start scampering back up. That you're really channeling litter at this moment with his tiny little raccoon paws, and you're able to start scrambling your way up. Halfway up, you hear several voices that say, "Wait, please help."
Are the voices coming down from below me?
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? I hear voices there. It's gross because I like gross things.
I should specify it is not Willow's voice.
What's the cloud?
Flies.
Oh, they ruin snow cone parties all the time.
I know.
Oh, this is so gross. I take out my racket bat, and it looks the most like a fly swatter from everything that I have, just in case, because that sounds terrible.
Very smart.
I guess I'll head back down there. Does anyone want to come with me?
Shark Week is going to what's that plastic thing called where they spray water on it and you slide on it? Slip and slide.
Slip and slide.
Yeah, Shark Week is going to slip and slide down the hill.
Should we go down there, Explosive?
I mean, it looks kind of wet. I don't really want to. Ew. Is it wet?
No.
It's slimy. It's not like wet, but it's damp.
Ew.
All right, you can stay here. I'll go help. And
Sorry.
Can Bomb ride on Patricia?
Bomb could ride on Patricia if she wanted to.
Okay. I'll ride side saddle.
Yeah. So I would say this is probably not the first time that you've had to sort of ferry Explosive Princess across something. So Patricia probably has a little saddle thing that she can sit on. And you will maybe get slightly damp at the bottom of your dress, but the rest of you will stay. And Patricia will stop on the slip and slide before she gets anywhere near the goo. So you're all at the bottom, and in front of you, I can really only explain it as like a pond, but instead of water, it's this rotting vegetation. It smells really earthy and vegetal, kind of like what a compost pile smells like as things are sort of breaking down and decaying. It's not a bad smell, but it is not one that should be here right now. A swarm of flies sort of roiling over each other, and every so often one will come down and kind of check you out and then go back up into the flies are louder than you expect flies to be, but that's because there are a bajillion of them. Yes, it's gross. As you're all making faces, for sure, it's gross. And as you're standing there, the four of you, sort of this united front, standing, staring, trying to figure out what to do. Several voices, sort of whispery voices, say, "Please help us. We need to get back."
How? How do we help you?
So the voices remind you of Willow, but they are not Willow.
Is it the beavers?
It might be other dryads.
That too.
But we can't see anything speaking.
Are
Currently,
they in
you
the
cannot.
goop?
Oh, I forgot that I had this, but I whip out like a little cheering horn
Mm-hmm.
and I put it on my ear and I say, "Can you say something again?" So I'm trying to listen through the cheering horn to see if I can hear where it's coming from.
So a voice says, "He separated us. We can't get back." And you can sort of zero in. It sounds like it's coming from the center of the goo pond.
Okay. I think it's coming from the middle of this awful, rotting, gross thing.
You going in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We
So-
got this, team.
Total
got
team
this.
problem. Oh god. So whoever is going into the goo will need a shoes roll because it is the definition of difficult terrain. So we need to see how stable you are in heading through. If you have anything that you feel like could assist you to get advantage, whether it be the kind of shoes that you are wearing, perhaps the book that you have in your possession that you think could help you. Anything at all?
No.
Okay.
Shiny eyes and ecology of night animals does not seem applicable in this situation.
Sadly, no. You could try to use it. I don't think it would help.
All right, so
Oh,
shoes.
goodness.
Shoes. Everybody give me a shoes roll. Who is going in?
I can't
Shark
say
Week is
that I
already
would.
Shark Week will go in.
Okay. So I want to remind you all that there is a giant cloud of flies above where you're trying to get to.
Ooh, I know what I want to do.
Okay.
Okay, so instead of going in, Shark Week wants to use her dual wielding swords, which are a pair of prickly pear syrup snow cones, and she wants to chuck one kind of like a grenade and have it attract the flies.
Great.
So she already mentioned that they ruined snow cone party.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So instead of heading in and giving me a shoes roll, I'm going to have you give me a sword roll.
Okay. I got a 2, so it did not work.
So you toss it and you go, ha ha! And it falls to the ground and the flies don't notice it. Unfortunately.
I'm not Sportsball. I'm not good at throwing.
Yeah, you know what? You didn't throw it super far. It sort of just fell out of your hand, landed on your foot.
Nailed
and you're
it.
like, oh, man, I was doing so good. Take a lesson token, please. Trash animal. Yeah, tell me.
Could I pick it up and try to throw it?
Yes.
Is that possible?
Absolutely. Still a sword roll. You're borrowing her sword, which is
Yeah,
you're
that's
all
all.
friends here. Yeah.
I'm just, Shark Week, is this okay if I try?
Of course. Go for it.
Totally what I intended all along.
I got a 1.
That's great. Here's what happens. You say to Homer, buddy, we got to do the #1 special. And you toss this snow cone up in the air and Homer just grand slam slaps it.
Nice.
And it goes flying and it's like trailing this like sweet, delicious syrup after it. And a large chunk of those flies just like in the cartoon where they like make an exclamation point with them and then they make a little arrow and then they zip after it. And then they're very confused because when they get to it, it's a sword and they don't know what to do with that and they can't actually eat it, but they are crawling all over it trying to figure out how to do it. So you have a big chunk of them distracted. Trash animal, give me that shoes roll.
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
You got about a third of the way in to this goo pond, and it is really hard to move through. So you're like kind of stuck a little bit. To throw in all of the references to all of the movies, this is the swamp of sadness.
No. Oh.
I'm killing everyone's childhood here.
Can I use a lesson token to get further down to reach those voices? Like, I'm messed up, but like, I know how to get through gunky situations, and I've just been so panicked about my girlfriend that I haven't been thinking clearly. But
yeah, so what is the lesson here?
The lesson is, don't rush into quicksand. Prepare.
Excellent lesson.
Set up some sticks that reach over both sides so that you can get to the bottom and get your girlfriend back.
Perfect. So you take a moment. Willow, being a tree, is far more patient than you are as a person. And one of the things that you love about her is that she can find this stillness in herself that is active. And so this is a thing that you have been working on together. You see this inside her, and you are so attracted to it in a way that is, and I don't mean in like a, ooh, I want to make out with you sort of way, but in like a, this kind of active stillness is how you want to be as a person. You want to be able to find that inside yourself. And you know that right now, this is what she needs from you. And so you take a huge breath and you close your eyes and you search for that place inside your person, and you're able to find it. And when the camera zooms in on your face and you're shaky and upset, and you close your eyes and you take a big deep breath, and when your eyes open back up, there's this calm determination that we have not seen from Trash Animal yet this whole adventure. And you just start marching through this goo, and it is trying its hardest to suck you down, and you are able to reach forward with your feet, and the camera is following your feet, the slow plod getting faster and faster until you've reached the very center. And now it's up to your waist. And floating in the center, beneath the flies, are all of these like wispy spirits in a giant ball. And you're hearing all of these voices begging you to help them and to let them out, to let them get back. And you've seen this. This is the moment between full tree and humanoid form. And they're trapped in it.
Do I have any idea how to let them out?
You can do a book roll to see, to sort of like gather information about where they are at.
What if, and this would require all of us, I have 4 lesson tokens. Actually, no, that should be 3 because I used 1.
Because you just used 1.
Yep. So I have 3 lesson tokens. Does everyone want to put in a lesson token and montage us saving these spirits?
Yeah.
I don't think I have one, but
So you can, there are 4 players, so you can have 4 lesson tokens that you use for it. They don't necessarily need to all come one from each of you. If someone has an extra one and is willing to put in 2.
yeah,
Can you
then
vote 'em out?
I'm more than happy.
So how do you set yourself up for this situation? Where are each of you? Trash animal is very clearly waist deep in goo. Right, like directly, I'm even going to say like underneath the ball of spirits.
Are the spirits like affected by like physical things? Like could they be touched or moved
You
physically?
want to like beach ball it out. Well, you haven't tried that yet, but you can it feels tangible, Trash, when you reach up. Like a gelatiny bubble. I'm not going to say liquid, and it's not like a soap bubble that's like easily poppable. It like has some like give to it.
Well, what if so in the montage we will all be also playing some instruments.
Mm-hmm.
What if I play a sweet bass lick on my street sign axe sword, and then lift it up and sort of swat the ball towards you all?
I see that coming, and I just like instinctively like grab my lacrosse stick and a baseball glove. I'm like, this is the moment. And I'm like ready and waiting to catch whatever is flying towards me.
So it's heavier than you anticipated. And it's large. It's like bigger that your arms can't go all the way around it. But you're able to like, as if your whole body is a palm and it is a basketball, you're able to like palm it with your body. So you have a hold of it now.
Okay. It's big.
And now it's close to you, and you are hearing the voices inside, and they're scared and they're desperate to get out, but they are grateful that you have gotten them away from the center of that goo.
Okay. Is there anything we can do to try to get you out of this?
There's sort of a chorus of break the bubble.
With that bubble, does it seem like it's a really thick bubble, or is it more like an actual bubble?
So it feels thicker than an actual bubble. I'm going to use a gross comparison because we like to use gross here apparently today. It's like the skin that forms on the top of pudding.
That's not gross. That's delicious.
Okay, I know. I'm just some people don't love that, and so I was sort of,
That's fair.
giving it a warning. One more gross on top, but that like that's sort of that elasticy on top. That's thick and requires force to puncture, but is still able to be punctured.
I just turn towards Shark Week and say, do you have anything sharp you can use to pop this?
Shark Week remembers in her book, The Little Vaquita, that a vaquita was, a shark was stuck in a net, and the vaquita used their teeth to release the shark. So Shark Week wants to try and work with Patricia to chew at the film.
Yeah. So this is a sword roll. And I'm going to let you roll at advantage because you are using your best beast friend to help you.
I got a 4.
Yeah. All you have to say to Patricia is, I feel like maybe we could bite through this. And she is on it. And she leaps majestically off the slip and slide. And in this arc, Free Willy style, with the breaching, just bites through and then lands back on the slip and slide so that they can be back in the water. And it opens like, let's hit all the movies, shall we? It opens like the top of the eggs in Alien, where it just like kind of goos open. And then like the top of the building in Ghostbusters, all of the wispy souls go shooting upward, and you see them go rocketing back toward the forest that you just came out of. These are the souls from the trees that you just went through, and you are so like, everybody's relieved, and you turn around and there's one left, and it's sort of like limping along.
Hey, do you need help?
And I think something happened to my tree. I can't fly back to it.
No.
Sort of stuck on the ground.
Do you think this is an aside to the rest of the group, but do you think it's that tree that fell over and broke?
Oh no, I hope not.
Do you remember what kind of tree it looked like?
Yeah, I'm an ash tree.
Do we remember if that was the tree that yikes. Do you know if there are any other ash trees around?
And there should be some in my grove.
I'm gonna turn to Trash Panda Princess and be like, hey, do you think it's possible for us to, I don't know, use sap to kind of mend the tree, or maybe take a graft from like another tree and replant it? Is that possible?
I think tree-wise, yes. The question is whether this spirit can get into that new tree, if that makes sense. But I think we should try.
I mean, yeah. How long can a spirit exist outside of its tree?
Do I know?
Yeah, not a super long time.
Long time. So we should do this real soon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's find you a new tree. What's your name?
Oh, it's Ash. I didn't.
Oh,
I not
That makes sense.
thought I said that. I'm a little blurry right now, so
it's okay.
okay. So are you heading back to the grove?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you transporting Ash?
That's right. They're limping.
Do you have a net, Shark Week Princess?
I have nets that shouldn't have been there, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, if we could like use one of those to help carry Ash to the grove.
Those nets are kind of big though. Maybe, what about the lacrosse stick? Maybe that
Or
would be a
tennis
little,
racket.
yeah, or a smaller one.
This might work. Yeah. And I just hold out the lacrosse stick and
Sort of
near
climbs its
Ash.
way up like Calcifer in Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes,
but,
finally,
like,
Ghibli.
Yeah. Was it up? I'm equal opportunity here. We go all over. Yeah, so it's sort of like the spirit sort of looks like a wispy ghosty spirit, and like little tiny hands come out to like pull itself up. And it's sitting in there, and you get the idea that really like winded it. It's kind of breathing hard as much as a spirit can do. I'm gonna say that in order to get back quickly, I would either need a shoes rolls from everyone, unless you can come up with some sort of interesting way to go quickly.
Would the path that I cleared help at all, or?
Sure, but it's just the amount of space that you have to get through.
Oh, okay.
What?
Yeah, the path is still there that you cleared.
Explosives, princess. Do you bring explosives with you big enough that we could ride on them and we could all just go right back to the grove?
I mean, I could probably put some stuff together, like enough that would get us back there. Yeah.
Just so you know, this is a scary ride. Just want you to know.
It was worth it to get there faster, right?
Sportsball says
Yeah.
as much to themselves as to everyone else.
Cannon fire.
Okay, so in order to do this, I'm going to say that for Explosive Princess, it is a sword roll.
Mm-hmm.
If you would like to assist them, you can, if you're going to be assisting by like lifting and moving and helping them, you can give me a shoes roll. If you are going to be cheering them on or telling them how wonderful they're doing, you can give me a heart roll. If you're adding your knowledge of nature or space or whatever, you can give me a book roll. But I would love for you all to be involved in this particular madcap adventure shenanigan.
I mean, are there is there anything like strong but bendy around, like possibly like a really flexible tree?
No trees, no nature out here. There's a lot of goo and
No.
still some flies. I don't know if
No.
that's helpful.
Not really. Okay. So at this point, the Explosive Princess like hikes up her skirt, and you can see that like under the crinoline is just a bunch of bombs. It's just like the reason why her skirt is so big is because it's just full of explosives underneath. I mean, I could just be like at the back and I could propel us forward, but we need a way for us to like all be together so that there's like no one falls off, because I can't carry all of you.
I don't think we can all fit on my skateboard either.
Well,
We can use the net.
Yeah.
That could work. Okay.
I like it.
All right. Yeah, that could work. I just have to be at the back, and there just needs to be a way that you guys aren't creating too much drag for me. Like you guys are more like, I mean, I could give the person at the front my parasol so that you can just like disperse the air.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm just gonna hold on tight to this lacrosse stick. I'm really afraid for Ash.
so all right, everybody give me your rolls. You choose which roll you're going to do, and then tell me whether or not it is a success.
What would providing the net roll be?
That feels like a knowledge roll,
Yeah,
so
book roll.
probably books.
Cool.
Now, if you have lesson tokens, even though you already got the band together, you are welcome to use a lesson token instead of roll. That's up to you.
I think mine's a sword roll. I'm just defending the little spirit.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
I'll-
mine's a sword roll too.
I'll go
Yep.
ahead and even though books is a roll for me, I'll go ahead and just in case. Actually, wait. Yeah. I'll. Actually, there's really no reason for me not to roll if it's a books roll, so I'm just gonna roll. Since books is my thing, I got a 2.
So Shark Week Princess sort of ingeniously wraps you all in this net. And we're not sure how it's happening, but you are balanced on the skateboard. So it's like one of those old like ski shows, like water skiing shows. We've got Sportsball centered on the skateboard, cradling Ash's spirit. I'm gonna say Trash Animal Princess is on his shoulders with the parasol shoved out in front of them. On his back is Shark Week Princess, and you've sort of gotten everybody together in the net, and the net is sitting across Explosive Princess's waist like a waist cincher corset, and it's keeping her facing backwards, and she has angled her skirts so that all of the explosives are pointing. So tell me about the sword rolls from
I'm
my
gonna use
two.
lesson token for this.
Okay, so do you know what your lesson is?
That you have to always protect your friends and your friends' friends and your friends' friends.
Yeah,
And
right.
that's what Ash
Love
is to
this.
me.
Delightful. While you have her cradled and a little tiny hand reaches up and grabs onto your finger, like holding little tiny hand holding onto it, and just kind of squeezing to say thank you. Okay, give me that sweet sword roll.
So I rolled a 1.
That means
So when I tried
that
to
is a
light,
success.
yeah, so when I try to light the bombs under my skirt, the fuse doesn't go off, and or at least like what happens is like maybe when we're like midair,
Mhm.
like some of them have gone off, but it hasn't caused a chain reaction like I thought it would, and like some of them didn't go off, and so Bang then is able to quickly go up my skirt and quickly reset the other ones so that they're able to all go up. And so instead of us falling like in the middle of the forest, it takes us all the way.
Yeah, there's a moment though where you start to sort of get into that free fall and everybody's stomach kind of drops a little bit. You're like, oh no, negative G's. And then and then Bang fixes it and then scurries and you take off again, and he scurries back out of your skirts and he puffs right at you. For Willow! Exclamation point. You guys land back a little bumpy landing, but you're back in the grove, and you have actually landed very close to Ash's tree.
Okay, that was scary. All good.
Are you okay, Ash? And I just put the lacrosse stick back near the ground to kind of let them down.
Her voice is very, very quiet now. She's like, I need you to put me in the tree.
Slowly, I do that. I try to pick Ash back up and move closer to the tree, and I can see which one it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then just let her go right on top.
The spirit sort of sits on top of the tree for a moment, and then it like melts into it like a hot pat of butter, right? Where it just sort of disperses into the tree. And then you all watch as the tree starts to shimmer a little bit, and it takes a humanoid form. And you get your first glimpse of Ash as a person. And Ash is a fairly androgynous figure. They have short, kind of spiky hair. And they're sitting down because their tree has fallen all the way over. And it looks like one of their legs is maybe broken.
Gosh, what happened?
This big thing came through the forest and it started gathering all of us. I don't even know how it happened. It like sucked us out of our trees, and I tried to stay, but it was so strong, and it sucked us all out. And as you're as Ash is talking, other figures are joining you, and it's all the other dryads that you had released back, and they're all gathering around Ash. I don't know how they made it. But it was a very big figure, and it came through, and we tried to root, but we couldn't stay. It kept taking us, and it took all of our souls, and it took us out of our trees.
Did you see Willow?
No willows. And as as you're kind of paused for a moment and sort of lost in your concern, the other dryads sort of start to flow forward and not necessarily push you out, but that dryads have a different relationship with dryads than they do with people. And you see them start to sort of adjust Ash and slowly start, and that they're trying to heal. And as you know, in nature, trees can heal, but they take an incredibly long time to heal. So Ash will probably always have a scar down there on their leg, but you feel confident that they will come out of this okay. And as the sort of the camera pulls back from this grove, and the four of you watching as this community of dryads, which is not a thing that you really ever get to see. It's kind of honestly a little magical for you. Willow, but you've never met any other dryads. And there's 50 of them here. And it's a little overwhelming. You're watching this happen. It feels like a really intimate thing that you're not sure you should be around for. The camera pulls back and then shifts away from the grove. And at the edge of this grove, there's this dark, big figure. And it kind of grumbles and growls to itself and then stomps away. And that's where we're ending today's adventure.
Wow.
And so one of the things that I really like to do on Sarah's table is after we get through the role-playing section, is we do something that I like to call moments of gratitude. So I would like to go around the table and have everybody call out something that a fellow role player did that they really loved. So something that was either really funny or like really timely or really touching. Like, what about you, the people at your table today, really stood out for you?
I think for me, it was the moment where Trash Animal Princess really connected and like centered, like I saw the change and I was like, whoa, imagine if I could get that kind of focus on the court or the field.
Oh yeah.
I
You'd
would
be
even
unstoppable.
more amazing.
It's true.
I really appreciate that.
I think my favorite part is just how different these characters and their abilities are, and it really helps then when every issue that we've come across has just been able to lend itself like to something that we're able to do. Like there's just been like it's such a mishmash, but at the same time it's been, I don't know, really, really helpful, and just it's really cool. It's just like the fact that with the diversity, we were able to bring something so different and new to the table. I know it's more of a general thing than more of like a specific thing, but
No,
like
that's your favorite thing was everyone is such a
Yeah.
lovely sentiment. Like
Yeah.
that's nice.
I liked the moment when Shark Week botched throwing the snow cone, and Sportsball was like, "It's okay, I got this." And I loved how Bomb Princess's skirt is basically a dress of holding.
Of explosive.
Yes, of explosives.
Like, so
Exclusively
big.
explosive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I imagine like there's like beautiful sculptures inside of the palace are made of C4.
Carved out of it. They all have little like det cords sneaking out of the bottom, like, just in case.
We would be the worst castle to try and siege, like at all. Like at the end of the siege, we'd just be like, if we're losing, like we'll just blow the place up. They'll have nothing.
We'll just rebuild.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just rebuild. It's fine.
So one, I really loved the moment when Sportsball Princess took such gentle care of Ash, which just like warmed my heart.
Mhm.
I loved Bomb Princess's consistent dislike of getting wet, which super makes sense with explosives, but it really like made the character even more three-dimensional for me. And I freaking love that Shark Week whipped out a slip and slide. Like,
Yes.
that was great.
Yeah, I also got saved twice, and once that happened, like it definitely changed something. I was like, okay, these are my people, and like, yeah, I was able to I think bring that to pretty much everything that happened after, which was awesome.
I loved that there wasn't even a question that you would take Ash back to her tree, even though Willow was in the opposite direction. And so I thought that was like you didn't even have to talk about it. You were like, we're just taking her back now. Here we go. I thought that was so cool. And I loved how committed everyone was to their characters' quirks. And I want to thank everyone for going with me on this weird queer journey of that's a little bit more serious than we normally do on Sarah's Table. There's usually a lot more slapstick stuff happening. But I contacted Adriel and I said, would you be okay if I gave your princess a girlfriend? And they were like, yes, please do that. It's like, great. She's a dryad named Willow. I even sent her a picture. I found some art. I can send it to you guys too, so you can see
Aw.
who you're chasing
Please
after.
do.
But I thought it was a really interesting thing to this story to tell of yes, you are looking for a physical person, but you are also having to find things inside yourself as you go in order to make it work. And I think that's really fun and kind of beautiful. And I love that you were also willing to do it with me. I would like to go around the table and have everybody tell the audience who's watching at home where we can find you on these glorious interwebs. So, all your social media handles, and if you're working on anything in particular that is coming up, please shout all that stuff out. I'm going to have us start with Omari.
Yeah, Omari Akil is my name. You can find me on most of the interwebs as Akilaverse. I do stream on Twitch, and I'm actually game designer most of the time. So yeah, I do some game designer streams and also just playing games. I have a bunch of stuff. If you could follow me, I have so many things going on at the same time. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's me.
Great. Fall, where can we find you?
So you can find me mostly on Instagram at Fall Cosplay. I'm a cosplayer and I'm constantly working on like new projects and stuff like that. Otherwise, if you are into Dungeons and Dragons, I'm also part of the online web series called One for All, and basically where it's like short form skit series, basically based around a bunch of really awful players trying to torture their DM. It's like a cross between like Always Sunny in Philadelphia and D&D. And yeah, so we're like in full like fantasy garb and everything. So it's a lot of fun. We're about to have season 3 drop soon. So yeah, you can find that as under Dear Stalker Pictures on Instagram and YouTube as well.
Awesome. Whitney.
You can find me on at Whittle Dragon on Twitter, where I'm talking about mostly game stuff. I'm a game designer. You can find out more about that on littlewishproductions.com. I'm a game designer, artist, and writer, and that is and just give me 5 seconds. I will rant about stuff like non-toxic bro culture and stuff like that.
Perfect. Adriel, how about you?
I just want to add to what Whitney said, that she is an artist, and I got a commission from her this week, and she is fast and good. So you should check out her stuff.
Yay!
I am Adriel Wilson, and I am 1/4 of 9th Level Games. You can find me on the internets on Twitter at ReindeerB. Yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm constantly working on 9th level stuff, but nothing big to announce just yet.
And if you liked today's game and are interested in maybe playing today's game, you can go to, is it 9thlevel.com or is it 9th Level Games?
It's 9thlevel.com, and it's a 9, not an NITH, because Chris bought the website before Heather and I were like, everything should be 9th Level Games. So it's 9thlevel.com.
So throwing a little shade at Chris, go to the website to throw some shade at Chris at 9thlevel.com. And then you can find them on all the other places like the Facebooks and the Twitters and the Instagrams at 9th Level Games. And that is always with the number 9 and not spelling it out. We played the Excellence today. As you can probably tell, it's a really simple system to catch up with. It's a polymorph system, and it's rules light and RP heavy. So if that is a thing that you are interested in, you should definitely pick up a copy. It is proven that there's a little bit of princess in everyone. And so whether you are male presenting, female presenting, or non-binary, there is something in this game for you. So you should definitely check it out. My name is Sarah Moore. You can find me on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Pixies and Pins. On Thursday here on Level Up TTV, I am playing in the finale of an Altered Carbon mini arc where I play in a very non-joyful game that is part of the Birmingham Uprising. It's based on the TV show Altered Carbon and the novels and all that good stuff. And it is gritty and dark and crazy and super fun, and you should come check it out. And then you can find me back here next Sunday on Sarah's Table at 4:30 Eastern for the second episode in this arc. We'll have the same players at my table, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. So thank you so much for joining us. And as always, keep making art and keep being art. We'll see you next time.
Bye.